take a look at California. Live shot of Californians hitting the polls in Manhattan Beach as Hillary Clinton inches closer to history. But here's why her rival Bernie Sanders says today that will not be today. Clinton needs 2,383 delegates to clinch the nomination. Here's what she currently has. 1,812 delegates already pledged. This is a big day of polling with 6 states casting their votes. 806 delegates are at stake, but Bernie Sanders says it's unlikely that Clinton will sweep these contests, and he claims that many superdelegates have yet to pledge their votes. Remember, superdelegates can switch. That's why Sanders says he will stay in the fight. Let's bring in Democratic strategist Joe Lestingi and Republican strategist Mercedes Schlapp. Joe, to you first. It all really does, in a way, come down to California. What happens if Bernie wins that and Hillary wins all the other states? We don't know that's going to happen, but he's not going to get out.
Yeah, I actually think he probably will get out, because here's the other kicker. Don't forget, New Jersey's today. And New Jersey is some odd 100, and all she needed was 30 to get where she needed to go, because even in the initial count, she's already got 571 pledged superdelegates, which puts her right up there on the threshold. She's got this. The AP called this last night, which is a little bit lackluster because they knew they had these primaries coming today, and I think they wanted to try to scoop everybody. But this race is done. Hillary Clinton will be our nominee. There is no doubt about that. Superdelegates, as we've seen in the past, they really don't change.
Mercedes,
you stand
there. Do you agree with them? Do you agree with Joe on that?
You can tell, yes, you can tell Joe and I have been in politics for way too long. Absolutely agree with Joe. I think what you're going to see is whether he wins or loses California, I think it will be very difficult for Sanders to justify staying in the race. We're not going to see these superdelegates switch to Sanders. These superdelegates are primarily Democratic establishments, state leaders, governors, local officials. They're going to stick with Hillary Clinton. I know that Sanders wants to keep on his revolution, but let me tell you that you've seen this with when it was Ted Cruz and Trump. Ted Cruz got his rhetoric attack on several issues 48 hours before he dropped out. He has to obviously continue with the fight, but there comes a point where she reaches that magical number, and it's going to be very hard for Sanders to just stay in, and he's going to get a lot of pressure from the Democrats to step aside.
Joe, it's a little stunning, though, and I'll let you get your thought in a second, but it's a little stunning to those who had, you know, you hear the term coronated, who had coronated Hillary Clinton months and months ago, that it has taken this long, all the way to June and California, New Jersey.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing, with the process by which Democrats assign their delegates is very different than the way Republicans do.
Yeah,
so we knew there could be a long, drawn-out process, because you just can't break away from the pack as a Democrat, and you also can't gain a lot of ground real quickly as a Democrat. It's just not in the rules. But that being said, Sanders has something else at play here. He wants to get to the convention, and he wants to make some serious plays on committees, rules committees, delegate, probably superdelegate allotment committees, and platform committees, because even though he starts and he does believe, look, I voted for the man. The revolution was something that he was trumpeting. Those positions may still have planks in the platform for Democrats, and he wants to make sure that those voices are heard.
He'll have some leverage, certainly. Mercedes, on a potentially historic night for the Democrats, Hillary Clinton being the first female presumptive nominee, Donald Trump is expected, and we've been reporting this, he is expected to host his own news conference. It is going to happen, you know, perhaps to keep the spotlight on him, but he's got to do something positive with that light and make it less of a harsh light, certainly, especially considering what's been happening with him having sort of pinpointed an Indiana-born judge as a Mexican. What do you think he does tonight? Think he apologizes?
Well, first of all, kudos to Donald Trump, who's holding, again, another press conference, as opposed to Hillary Clinton, who refuses to hold a press conference.
Well, she held one last night, but it was very short.
Very short, 8 questions. So, but for Trump, he needs to have this pivotal moment where he's shifting the narrative. He was successful in the primaries, where he talked about the economy, where he was able to connect with so many.
Will he apologize?
He needs to. Will he? No, he will not apologize. That is not the way Donald Trump functions, whether we like it or not. We know that Republicans have called for him to apologize to everyone under the sun. He's simply not going to do it, Liz. But he has to make that argument. He's got to shift from the Trump University, which in no way is bringing him any sort of positive publicity, to moving towards the fact that we need to be talking about the economy. It is the issue that the American voters care about. Other than that, then Hillary Clinton's just going to eat him up for lunch, because that's what she did last week with the speech that she gave on foreign policy, and he's going to have to gain some ground in terms of messaging.
Quick, Joe, really fast, because we got to run.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to apologize, and I don't think he will. That's not his style. You know what the worst job in American politics right now is? Being a GOP candidate for State House or U.S. Senate or Congress and having to run underneath him with all these comments, because the next question you get from a reporter is, are you supporting Donald Trump?
I see, yeah.
And you're wrong either way.
Well, the down ballot issues are very big. It's great to
Yeah.
see both of you. Mercedes, Joe,
Thank you,
thank
Liz.
you.